Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the user feature on this database. So first step here is to register. I'm going to click the register button. Then I'm going to go ahead and type in some information here. All right, then we go ahead and hit submit. All right, and then if you can take a look on the top, it says registration was successfully. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the login page, and I'm going to go ahead and use my information to go ahead and sign in. All right, so now we're presented with a screen here where we can search by album, song name, genre, or artist. So right here we have a search box. We type something in, maybe a genre, or we get an artist or an album, and then we'll go ahead and press filter. And there's other options here that says would like to know how many albums you can choose from and view the highest rated albums, but we'll explore those later. So let me go ahead and type in rock. Okay, and then we have our collection of CDs here that categorized under the rock albums. So if we want to rent an album, we will need to enter the album ID, and we'll also need my ID number. So the album ID that I'm looking to check out would be Dark Side of the Moon. All right, so I'll go ahead and enter ID, and I'll enter my ID. Okay, so now if I go ahead and search rock again, and I scroll down to the Dark Side of the Moon, which I had previously selected, you can see that it's no longer available. It's now states unavailable. And up here on top, would like to know how many albums you can choose from. You can go ahead and click here, and this gives you an aggregate function that basically adds up the total amount of albums that are in the database. And if you want to view the highest rated albums, you can go ahead and click here, and these albums here are of the highest rating. Okay, so now next we're going to take a look at the injection protection case. So if you can see right here in line 14 where we have a real escape string, that function, what it does is it allows the program to escape special characters and string statements such as the hashtag. All right, and then taking a look down here at the password hash function, this function hashes up to 72 characters. So for the protection, every input by the user gets run into the injection protection function. So that will be this whole block right here of code. All right, and so for next section, we're going to go over the admin side of the database. All right, so now we're going to practice some of the admin features of this database. So let's go ahead and type in our member ID and the password. And we have to select the admin checkbox and hit login. All right, so we have 4 features here that we can go ahead and implement. We can add new album, update, delete collection, add new administrator, or delete a member. So let's go ahead and add new album. And for this example, we're just going to type in a mock album and hit submit. All right, and if we look at the database, we can see that we have our album now entered into the database. So let's go back to the admin options by clicking on the right, and now we can choose to update or delete the collection. So once again, here's our collection. We can see our album that we entered. Now to delete or to update, we will need to have the album ID. In this case, the album ID is 16 for our example. So update availability. 16. We want to make it unavailable. Now we edit the availability, scroll down to our collection, and we can see that it is now unavailable. And to confirm, we can go to the database, go to collection, look here at our example, and it is now switched to unavailable. All right, another option we have is we can delete an album. So we can go ahead and delete our example album, which the album was album ID 16. So we type in 16, delete. All right, so it's no longer in our table here. And you can also see that it is also no longer in our database. We also have a few other options here. You can view how many albums a member has rented. Let's go ahead and select that. And this is a join table of the member's first name and last name, and it also shows the number of rented albums that each member has rented. And we also have a view who has rented what albums. This is a triple join table where we have the first name, last name, the album name that they rented, what date they rented, and when it is due. So let's go back to our admin options. And for our third feature, we can add new administrator. So taking a look here at our administrator, we're going to add one administrator to this table. So type in a password. It's going to be associate. Salary will be 15,000, and the join date of hire will be the 12th of December. So let's go ahead and submit. Registration was successful, and let's take a look at our database. All right, and this last one here is our associate. And our final option for this section is delete a member. So here we can go ahead and delete a member who is capable of checking CDs out from the library. In this case, we're going to delete member 21. So we need the ID number, which is 21. Type in 21 and select delete. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the database under the member table, and you can see F name is window, last name is PC. The member ID is 21. So let's go ahead and update our database by deleting that member. Hit delete. Delete was successful. And if we go back to our member table, we will see that member ID 21 no longer exists. And that takes care of our admin options.